If you're making $100,000 and still feel broke, this honestly may not be your fault.
It's the uncomfortable truth. 6 figures isn't what it used to be.
Your 6-figure salary might be worth $8,000 less depending on where you live.
And it gets worse.
45% of Americans say they need $100,000 to feel financially secure, yet the median household income is only right around $80,610. 61% of Americans earning 6 figures still live paycheck to paycheck.
State taxes, inflation, even your retirement math. Anthony O'Neill says the game is rigged.
Most $100,000 income owners think they're on track, but they're not even close.
This isn't entertainment. This is a wake-up call.
We're here to build true wealth. Let's be honest. Most people are stressed and stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle because they were never taught how money actually works. That is exactly why I built this channel. Every week, my team and I are breaking down how to master your money, how to get out of debt, save, invest, and build wealth without borrowing a dime. No fluff, no hype, just real money talk that actually helps you win financially. You see, because money impacts every aspect of our lives, our peace, our relationships, and even our future. If you don't take control of it, it will control you. And if you're tired of just surviving and you're ready to build wealth God's way, you're in the right place. Over 900,000 people have already subscribed to our YouTube channel with over millions of downloads on our Apple and Spotify podcasts. Now, when we hit 1 million on YouTube, we're giving away $30,000 to help you get out of debt and to start building legacy. So listen, don't just watch. Hit that subscribe, family. Join this community. Let's build real wealth. Let's build real financial freedom together. It's your boy. Hit that subscribe. Let's get back to the show. If you're making $100,000 and still feel broke, this honestly may not be your fault. You see, CNBC just revealed why your 6-figure salary might be worth $8,000 less depending on where you live. Family, we've done a show about the top 5 states you want to avoid when it comes to building your financial future. And then the 5 states that you should move into if you want to start somewhere that will help you. Even if you're not making $100,000 a year yet, this show is still for you because it's going to help you understand what's happening. What I'm about to show you will change how you think about money forever. Listen, 45% of Americans say they need $100,000 to feel financially secure, yet the median household income is only right around $80,610. I want to pause right there to make sure you all understand what I mean by median household income. When we say household income, that means you have 2 or more inside the house, and all the money inside of that house adds up to about $80,610. Median simply means that there are 50% of people who make less than $80,610, and there's 50% of people who make more than $80,610. That is the median household income of 2 or more people making that money. So when you finally hit that milestone and you're still struggling, that's not a you problem. That could be a system problem. And today we're going to be breaking down the 5 reasons why $100,000 isn't and may not be enough anymore, and what you can do about it. Because knowledge without action is just entertainment. And we're not here for entertainment. We're here to build true wealth. Can I be real with you up front during today's show? I've been there. I felt that frustration of thinking a certain income would solve all of my problems, only to realize the game is somewhat rigged. Once you see the matrix, you can't unsee it. Here's reason number 1, the state tax trap. Here's something that will blow your mind. If you're making $100,000, let's say in Oregon, you're taking home about $70,540 throughout the year. But watch this, that same $100,000 in Texas, you keep about $78,736. That's a $8,196 difference every single year just based on where you sleep. Remember, I told you in our previous show just a couple of weeks ago that it really doesn't matter about your income. It matters about where you live. You see, the worst states for your paycheck: Oregon steals about $8,196 from you at an 8.2% effective tax rate. Hawaii, $6,157 at a 6.16 effective tax rate. California grabs about $5,327, which is about 5.33 effective rate. Now, the best states, 8 states where they're not taxing your income: Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, pause right there, not Washington, D.C., Washington, Alaska, and New Hampshire. You keep $78,736 if you had an income of $100,000. Now listen, I'm not telling everyone to move, but you do need to understand the game. If you're in a high tax state, you better be making that location work for you, because $8,000 a year is $80,000 over a decade. That $80,000 could be a down payment on a house. So what I need you to do, I'm going to give you all a couple of action steps today. Here's the very first action step. I need you to calculate your actual take-home pay right now. You can't manage what you do not measure. As a matter of fact, I want to make sure this is in my form. I do believe that it is. It is. I just want to make sure. In my Wealth Builder tool, it's $9.99. It should be up on the screen right now. You can see it by going to anthonyoneal.com/store. And you click on the Wealth Builder tool. Inside of that, you can honestly type in, okay, this is my gross pay. I am married. I am single. We will calculate how much money you actually are giving away in taxes. We will tell you, hey, you're paying X amount of dollars in taxes, and you should be seeing X amount of dollars net a year. So go to anthonyoneal.com/store to get that. Here's reason number 2. The inflation killer. The silent thief robbing you blind. Inflation. You see, prices increased 2.9% in 2024, meaning your $100K salary is now worth $97,100 in purchasing power from last year. But here's what gets me really heated. People keep money inside of a regular savings account, earning 0.01 to 0.05%. while inflation eats 2.9% annually. That is complete financial suicide. I want to give you the math. I want to break this down, and hopefully we can have this up on the screen. So I'm going to try and say this correctly so Ed can put it up on the screen for us. Here's the math. $10,000 in a regular savings loses $290 in purchasing power annually. So over 10 years, that's a $2,900 in lost wealth. This is why I recommend a high yield savings account. For example, my friends over at SoFi offer competitive rates that help your money keep pace with inflation, because keeping money in a regular account isn't safe. It's a guaranteed loss. Listen, your bank is making money off your money while paying you nothing. I'm saying it one more time. Your bank is making money off of your money while paying you absolutely pennies on the dollar. They're lending your deposit at a 7 to 8% rate and giving you 0.01 to 0.05. Oh, heck no. That is highway robbery. So here's the action step for this one. Get your money out of that account and move it into a high yield savings account today. And so what I did, while I enjoy and I promote and love SoFi, I also know that not everyone's going to use SoFi. I like SoFi because they give you an extra $300 once you open up a savings account and a checking account with a direct deposit. They give you $300 cash. But there are other savings accounts that are out there that are real good, offering good interest rates. So I partner with the company to give you all a tool where we update every single day the top 3 to 5 high yield savings accounts with the interest rate and bonus that they're giving away. All you have to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/savings right now. You'll see the top 3 to 5. We only put 3 to 5 up there. Click on one and open up an account today. Stop thinking cash is safe. It's only safe from market, not inflation. What's going on, family? I want to thank my friends over at Dobbly for sponsoring today's show. You see, with rising rent, inflation, and high interest rates, your credit score matters more than ever. Whether you are trying to buy a home or just qualify for an apartment, it all starts, honestly, with having good credit. You see, this is where my friends at Dobbly AI comes in. Watch this. It's a 100% free app that helps you build, fix, monitor, and even protect your credit with no confusion and no stress. Just smart AI-powered support that works 100% consumer debt-free. Dobbly AI helps you build credit fast, helps you fix errors quickly, and stay protected with weekly updates, real-time alerts, and here's the best part about it, a $1 million ID theft insurance policy. Here's what I love about Dobbly. On average, users are seeing about 34 points go up when it comes to their credit report. No credit card required, and premium members average an 82-point boost on their credit score. The better your score, the more you save, and the more you get approved. Listen, I need you to go check out my friends over at anthonyoneal.com/Dobbly. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com, DOVLY. If you're tired of hearing no because of your credit scores, it's time to take control with my friends. Go check them out right now, and let's get back to today's show. Here's reason number 3. And this gets me. To this day, I will be honest, I have to fight myself literally in the mirror. Like, I gotta scream at myself when I am looking at certain things, and it's called the lifestyle inflation disease. Here's a scary stat. 61% of Americans earning 6 figures still live paycheck to paycheck. This is based off of the CNBC report. Anthony, whoa. You're telling me someone who makes about $8,500 a month and more are still broke? Absolutely. I know people who make $100,000 a month and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. It's called lifestyle inflation. You hit $100,000 and suddenly you deserve a nicer apartment. $500 more a month. You make $100,000, you hit $100,000 and suddenly you need a reliable car. So now you're going to get you a new $1,000 car payment. Now all of a sudden you hit $100,000 salary and you should eat better. So now you're paying $200 a steak rather than paying $25 for a steak. You're going to Steak 48 rather than going to Applebee's, because who eats at Applebee's and Chick-fil-A? I'm too good for Christian chicken. You hit $100 and suddenly you can afford subscriptions. Death by 1,000 cuts, I would say. You see, your expenses grew faster than your actual income because we started justifying what's going on. And I remember when I first started making good money, I upgraded everything, even my experiences. I was making more, but had less savings at $80,000 than I did at $50,000. I was honestly more freer at $50,000 than I was at $80,000. Because when I started making $80,000 to $100,000 a year, if I'm being just honest and transparent, in my 20s selling cars, I'm going to the strip club. In my 20s, I bought a BMW. Because my parents had one. I was like, yo, I can do that. If my parents can do it, I make just as much money as them, I can do it. I went and got me a 2-bedroom condo. Not a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom condo in a gated community. I was making money, but I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I had no money in my savings. That's when I learned the difference between looking rich and actually being wealthy. The formula: for every $1 raise, most people increase spending by $1.20. That's why raises don't feel like raises. Because when we get the money, okay, I can now afford this. I told you we're doing action steps on today's episode. Here's an action step if you can honestly look in your mirror and say, you know what, that is me. And before I give you this action step, I've said this several times, man. Just because you can afford something doesn't necessarily mean that you need something. Man, just recently, man, I was thinking about trading in, I'll say about 3 months ago. I went and test drove a brand new Ferrari, the Ferrari SUV. And I'm gonna get it one day, for sure, for sure. But I asked myself, I said, wait. Anthony, do you really need it? Man, you got 2 real nice cars. Like, I get it, you can afford it, but do you need to spend that kind of money right now? And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, when I test drove that thing, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh, I will have it one day. But I have this rule: anything above $500, I gotta think about it for 48 hours. Anything above $5,000, I gotta think about it for 72 hours. And as I was thinking about it and just being honest and transparent with myself, I said, you got the money, you can do it. But what's the opportunity cost? If I say yes to spending X amount of dollars over here, what am I saying no to, and is it worth it? And when I answered that question, my honest answer, as much as my flesh didn't like the answer, my honest answer was, it's not worth it for the season of life that I'm in. Here's the action step: freeze lifestyle for 1 year after income increases. You get a pay raise this year, don't change nothing at all for 12 months. And more than likely, by the time you get your next pay raise, you're gonna be like, oh, I mean, wow, like I don't need to change nothing. Because now remember, our greatest wealth building tool is that margin. The margin in between our income and expenses, because that margin is what we invest, that margin is what we save, that margin is what we flip. Which leads me to the next action step, which is automate your savings before you even see the money. Ask yourself, does this move get me closer to wealth, or is it taking me further away? And I had to literally ask myself, like, yo, is it worth it? Yeah, I can afford it, but I got goals. I want my money by 50, 55 to be making more money than what I'm making today. And it doesn't require me to come in here to sit down and talk to y'all. It doesn't require me to go out there and jump on a flight and leave my wife and leave my family and go out there and speak. No. And so I got to make the right decisions to put it into there. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to get that car one day. It won't be in 2025. I'll tell you that much. It won't be in 2025. It will not be in 2025. Here's reason number 4. The tax withholding mistake. This is something that I'm always really trying to help people understand. Most 6-figure earners don't understand their taxes. Federal and state can take 25 to 35%, but people just accept whatever employers withhold.
Your money is sitting in a regular savings making pennies while inflation is eating lunch. Wow. That emergency fund, that vacation money you've been stashing away, it should be working for you, not just sitting there. Here's the thing. Interest rates change every single month, and most people have no clue they're missing out on some serious money. Every single day, we update our list of high yield savings accounts that are the best so that your money makes more money while you're working, while you're sleeping. We're talking about turning your savings into a wealth building machine. Don't let your hard-earned dollars stay lazy. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/savings right now and see which high yield savings account will put the most money back in your pocket today. Listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings, choose an account, put your money in there, and I promise you, your future will say thank you for giving us some more money.
I want to talk about the strategic moves that most people miss. And these are important. And this is something that I even teach inside of my consumer economics class. Now, this is a little bit ahead of their time, but I want them to understand this now, and you all need to understand this. Number one, pre-tax retirement contributions, which is I need you to max out your 401k. Now, in the year 2025, looking at the updated numbers, your 401k contribution limits for a standard employee contribution in this year is $23,500. In a 22% bracket, that saves a little over $5,000 in taxes. Now, your health savings account, triple tax advantage. All right. Now, this simply means I have an HSA. It means that you can put it in tax-free. You can spend it tax-free, and whatever it grows inside is tax-free. Let me make sure I have the correct numbers for you on that. I can't remember these off the top of my head, but for the year 2025, it is $4,300 for individuals and $8,550 for family members in the year of 2025. Number three, I need you to work with a tax professional. Stop doing your own taxes to save money and to get the most money back. You see, a good CPA saves more than actually what they cost. My CPA, she costs me $800 a month. Times that by 12, she saves me 10 times that. I'll probably say even 30 times that, if I'm being honest with you, because she understands the system and she's giving me the education. Here's a real example. I have a friend getting an $8,000 refund. Was given the government interest-free loans. So this means that my friend over the year overpaid taxes by $8,000. Come January and February, this particular friend of mine got back the $8,000 that my particular friend gave to them last year, 100% interest-free. I sat down with this particular friend and I said, hey, we're going to adjust your withholdings. Now this particular friend invests that $667 monthly. Over 10 years, let's say with about an 8 to 10% return, that's an extra $100,000 of wealth from just that one strategic move. Why are you loaning the United States of America money when if you kept some of their money, not only are they charging you interest, but they're also giving you a penalty? When I brought this illustration and this analogy up to my students inside of my consumer economics class, they were just baffled that no one explained this to them, because they see their parents excited about that refund check. They see their parents saying, oh, this is my way of savings. And I said, respectfully, that is an immature way of savings, because you're lending your money to the government for free. But if you kept any of the government's money, they're taxing you. So what we have to do within our community is get educated and understand, like, hey, no, do you want to cut a check to the IRS at the end? You do not. Do you want to get a large check in return at the end? You do not. What do you want to do? You want to be in the middle and just break even. Maybe pay $100, $200, maybe get back $100, $200. But you want to keep as much money as you possibly can so you can invest that over the years. Here's reason number 5, the retirement reality check. It's a final wake-up call. I'm going to put a number out here that I think the average person needs to retire comfortably, and that's $1.2 million. Most $100,000 income owners think they're on track, but they're not even close. Here's the math. To replace $70,000 in retirement, you need $1.4 million saved. Most people have less than $100,000 invested. Most people. Compound interest is just really our best friend. And here's the reality. Start at 25, $500 a month equals $1.37 million at the age of 65. If you're starting at 35 years old, you're going to need about $1,100 a month for the same result. If you're starting right around my age at 45, this is a wake-up call. You're going to need about $2,600 a month to hit that $1.2 to $1.4 million. Come back. If you're in your 20s and you're listening to this, in my escape plan, I teach invest about 12 to 15% of your income. Depending on where you are in life, bare minimum, that should be about $500 to $1,000 a month you are investing. If you're in your 20s and you're just simply putting away $500 into a good mutual fund up until you're 65, you're going to have about $1.37 million at retirement, just 500. But my people in our community, in the Black community, you're going to be putting in way more than $500 eventually. So you should be anywhere between 2.8 to about $4 million at retirement, simply by doing the basic things. Remember this. We're not striving to be millionaires. We're striving to be net worth millionaires, meaning I'm worth $1 million. While I may not make $1 million a year, I'm worth $1 million plus. Because I worked the strategy. Because here's the truth. Social Security is not going to work for us in today's day and time the way that it worked for our grandparents. Your pension probably doesn't even exist anymore. It is solely on you and your spouse, if you're married, to focus on what do we have to do to position ourselves to win. And time is your biggest asset, or time is going to be your biggest enemy. I'm going to say this, and it's going to probably rub some people wrong. I think my generation, we're going to be the coolest looking grandparents, senior citizens in the world. We're going to be tatted all the way up. Tats on our faces, tats on our necks, tats on our arms. We're going to be the smoothest 70, 80, 90-year-old senior citizens walking around. But I do believe, while we're going to be the coolest looking ones, we might be the most struggling ones too. Because we put so much money into our appearance. We put so much money into pleasing our wants and our desires that we did not take care of the foundation that can set us up to be cool looking, wealthy individuals. So here's the action plan as we end today's show. Go to Anthony O'Neill and use my calculators to see where you stand. I have a wealth calculator on there so you can see exactly like, hey, I can invest $300. I can invest $500. Anthony, I can invest $50. Okay, cool, great. Let's do that. Let's start investing that into a good mutual fund, into a good ETF or a good index fund. Automate investments before you even see the money. Open up an account with my friends over at Moomoo by going to anthonyoneil.com/Moomoo.
And they're giving away free stocks. All you gotta do is open an account with $100 and they'll give away some NVIDIA stocks. Take your employer's 401k match, because that's 100% free money. And I need you to start today. State taxes, inflation, lifestyle inflation, tax mistakes, and retirement really are stealing your wealth. But now, you know the basics of the game. Here's a simple question. What are you gonna do about it? I tell this to people all the time within my community when I talk to them, that getting out of debt and making six figures is not the finish line. It's honestly the starting line. Your opportunity to build real wealth is right in front of you. I believe people in my community, we have an opportunity to build real wealth if you play it smart. So your next steps after watching and listening to today's shows to calculate your real take-home pay. Move your money from a low savings account into a high yield savings account today. The link will be inside of the show description. I need you to freeze your lifestyle inflation for just 12 months. Tell your wife, tell your spouse, tell your kids, hey, listen, I know we're making more money. I know we see our money going up, but we need to make sure that our lifestyle is staying there. I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm not moving. I haven't bought anything major. I'm like, yo, I'm just going to just stay where I'm at and just save and invest and invest into assets as much as I possibly can. I'm even optimizing my tax strategy. I'm automating my wealth building. I need you to automate your wealth building and continue getting the knowledge. Listen, share today's episode with someone who thinks getting out of debt is the end all be all, and making $100,000 a year is the end all be all. I mean, there's this thing in philosophy there's this thing in the world now to where I'm hearing ladies say, man, as long as I got a man who's 6 feet tall, makes six figures, and has a six pack, that is the 1 percentile of a man. I said, wow. I know men who are 5'7", 5'8", my height, making $65,000, $70,000 a year working as a school teacher, and have more money than a 6 foot tall, 6-figure man with six packs, and they got maybe a dad bod. Which I'm not saying a dad bod is healthy. I lost my dad bod, as y'all can see already. But we got to change how we look at money. We got to change the money game. It's not about really how much money you make, which that is important. But the true sign of health when it comes to money is how much money are you keeping? And that's what I'm focusing on in the year 2025. How much of my money can I keep to grow? Preferably, you'll be doing the same. Listen, comment below and let me know your biggest takeaway from today's show. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're building something special here. I don't know if y'all can see the change, the growth inside of me. I get excited about coming in to teach, because now I'm teaching every single day. Mondays, I'm a professor, a legit professor at Virginia Union University, a private HBCU in Richmond, Virginia. Then Tuesdays, I come here and record these amazing shows for you all. Then Wednesdays, I'm back up to school teaching. And then I'm also in class on Wednesday evenings. And then on Thursdays, I call that my study day, to where I just study for school and I study for you all. And Fridays, I take off. I golf. Stay and keep myself happy, keep my mental clear. We're building something special. They say by 2054, African Americans will have zero to negative net worth. That we will be in the red.
And I said, I can't allow that to happen. I'm not the only financial educator. You got people out there like a Dave Ramsey, Tiffany Budget Ninsta, Courtney Hale, and Earn Your Leisure, Wall Street Chapper. There's a lot of people out there that I believe want to see you all win. Oh, the Stewardship Coach. There's a lot of great people out there. I would probably say that myself and Stewardship Coach are probably the only ones who's coming from a more of a spiritual angle. And I'm okay with that. I think what everyone else is doing is phenomenal. Everyone is not for me and everyone ain't for them. And so for the millions of you all who are rocking with me, thank you. I mean that. You all are family. Every time I meet you all, man, I'm just extremely grateful. Listen, we're trying to get our show down to about 30, 35 minutes. Keep it there so that way they're strong, short, and impactful. And so I'm going to go ahead and end today's show. I think based upon myself, I don't know what we're going to be editing to, but I'm ending this show at 32, 33 minutes. All right. Yo, we'll see you in the next show. Peace out.